question's a little more detailed, but I think a lot of people will have this on their mind. Is it ever the case that you'll prescribe somebody the ketogenic diet in conjunction with intermittent fasting? So eat keto, but eat between the hours of 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. or something like that. That's the first question.
Absolutely. So, and I have one patient with type 2 diabetes and chronic depression, and he will try to follow the ketogenic diet, and sometimes his blood sugars are still very high. And sometimes I will ask him to do either intermittent fasting or even a 3 or 4 day water fast. And it is shocking. When he does a 3 or 4 day water fast, the first day or two, he feels like crap. I'll just say up front, don't do it if you've got an important meeting or business trip or anything. Don't be.
So this is just consuming water?
This is just consuming water.
No black coffee?
I usually tell him he can have plain black coffee or tea. But
you have mercy after all.
I have a tiny ounce of mercy. But when he does it, his blood sugars plummet in a good way. Like his blood sugars are normalizing. But the last time he did it, he actually got to 7 days at one point. And he said, I feel great. I want to keep going. I can't believe that I'm not hungry, but I am not hungry at all. I don't miss food at all. And at 7 days, I kind of cut the cord. I was like, no, we're done. We're done. You got to eat.
Well, I find it really interesting that the intermittent fasting, of course, controversial at some level, but as to whether or not it's just beneficial by way of caloric restriction, because it is one way to achieve caloric restriction, whether or not it has additional benefits. But I'm very interested in the neural side of it. And it does seem that the fasted state can start to take on its own rewarding properties, where people get dopamine release, not from eating, as most everyone does, but from abstaining from food. Now, this can be pathologic, and in the sort of example of anorexia nervosa, which is, we both know, is the most deadly psychiatric illness. But for non-anorexics, I think it's interesting to note that eventually not eating can have its own rewarding properties to it that aren't just related to weight loss, but in the short term, feeling really good by way of abstaining from eating.